Hey guys, Insomnia here with some more AFK Arena. Today we're back over on the free-to-play account. So hopefully we can make a little bit of progression. We'll go ahead and collect up some of our daily loot here. I know a lot of people have had questions about the trick that I've been doing, in the video, which here we have a little hot fix. The trick that I've actually been doing is collecting loot every day. So collecting mythic loot actually every day. I know I did the video with the 3-day loot collection, and a lot of feedback that I got from the 3-day loot collection was I collected every single day. Every single day, the loot is completely available. So I started doing a collection. What's going on, Jan? I started doing the collection with my videos. If you've seen any of the more recent videos, even going back to the 3-day one, so what I've been doing is when the server resets. So what I mean by server reset is right here where it refreshes in 6 hours is once all of my daily quests are back, it actually resets itself. So you'll be able to refresh everything, and all your quests will be back here. So at that point, I've actually been collecting loot, finishing one campaign stage, and immediately finishing the campaign stage, collecting the AFK loot again. And so far out of 15, it's either 15 or 18 times that I've actually collected the loot. There's been mythic gear. There has been T1 stones. I just finished recording on my Graveborn account. Haven't posted the video yet. Again, waiting the 1-day rule. So I completed one stage. I got an emblem and a T1 stone. So it seems every time right after the event, I'm getting loot. I'm getting loot, mythic loot every time that I complete the stage, which is, again, kind of crazy. So if you've tried the trick, let me know. If you don't fully understand how to do it, please let me know. That way I can kind of explain it if there's a point that you're missing or some part of it that you're missing. Please let me know. But that's what I've been doing. Like I said, over probably the past week, I've probably done it roughly 20 times. And every single time I've gotten loot, which is kind of crazy. But it's worked every single time. So today I went through and did most of the dailies here. As you can see, we're just leveling up some of our gear. I'm hoping that we finally got Rowan, as you see in the very end of the last video. We pulled a copy of Rowan, so I'm hoping now with some more levels we can go ahead and finish the Peaks of Time. Because we started it getting past like the first stage, we couldn't get anywhere. And I know this account being free to play is going to take a little bit longer. But a lot of people say free to play is impossible, which we know it's not. Free to play is actually pretty fun. It's pretty fun because one, you don't have to put any money into it, but a lot of it kind of makes a difference with the heroes you choose and how you build them. Even here, we know Nara in this combination always usually gets Sophia's static field because she's the forward-most hero. So making her survivable in this situation made a very, very, very good choice, in my opinion, to leveling her up first before Wukong. Wukong has a little more survivability because he goes into his ads, but keeping Nara in the mix definitely made a difference because even watch now when she gets that static field ability, which usually does it right after, well, her ult now. So we got a kill there, which it looks like we're doing a lot better than we did. And there's the static field ability, as you can see it on Nara. And the big thing with Nara getting the static field ability too, welcome Stig, is she also impales people. So when there's no one around her, she'll actually pull the heroes right to her. And if you look here, I believe this was the exact same setup. So these I don't believe change. I remember Rain and Estrilda in there. I'm not sure if these actually change when you run through here. I don't think it did though. But I'm going to try to not grab this yet because I want to defeat at least 1 or 2 more of these camps. And I'm hoping Rowan will keep us alive, which he's doing pretty well, but we should have a couple ults. And of course, Sophia's big ult. Just absolutely destroys heroes. But if we can get this down with nobody dying, which it's looking really, really close, if we can get Shamira maybe stunned. Because now we should have PMax? What's going on? Is it Seizo? So here, heal, definitely big, so we can actually survive some of the battle. So here we have a revive. I'm hoping if I can defeat both of these up here, pick up 2 more relics, and then we're being able to defeat some of the tougher camps. So even depending on the combination we have here, because right here, Sylvana's going to go to Sophia right up here, which it might even be better to run it this way with the pseudo tank of Rowan. So let me see how this does. What's going on, Chris? So Nara actually pulled Sylvana right back. Have you seen it? I know it's really quick. So I'm hoping Rowan can hold the line up there. Which there he gets a stun off on him. And we should be able to get this one down, which we do. So nobody died yet, even though we had to use that camp. So we got a couple more left, but I was hoping to get something good out of here, which I guess we'll have to go with the heal. And the big thing with Rowan, what's up, Shady? You went for the 24. Yeah, I thought it might be better. Probably make a big difference in here, but we did get our scroll there. Both of these camps at this point are going to be really tough, especially with Goalless there. Let me try coming up here with some Graveborn. And here again, we'll stick with Sylvana over here. We'll try Pharrell up front because I know Rowan. We'll get a little heal at the beginning, which will be nice. And hopefully a couple ults. Which even there, if you've seen, Pharrell didn't do any damage at all. So we might have to swap him out at this point. Just because he's not doing. Only got 4 free to play, so running fun and yeah. The lab reset. And I've run the lab a lot between all of my accounts. I run the lab a ton. Here, the agility would help Pharrell quite a bit, but we don't have anyone else. Healing a hero would be good. Reducing, I don't like this one because a lot of times they'll take the 35% reduction and then they're actually full by the time the 10-second passes. So if don't have a really big burst, this really doesn't help if you can't burst them down in the first 10 seconds because they get their hit points back. So I like this one. We'll bring Rowan back with this. So we got to play it a little smart here. So I'm thinking if we can take down this regular camp, which it's going to be an interesting team comp here. Yeah, this is the very first Speaks of Time. We just started this account a couple days ago, I believe, Sunday? I believe it was Sunday we started this account. So it's been a long time since I've ran these. But this is completely free to play. And this account is going to stay completely free to play. And there we lost Pharrell. Let me try it again. Free to play for 1 year, 2614, 10 Ascended Heroes. Yeah, if you can buy Athalia, a lot of people kind of go back and forth with who to buy. Personally, between Aziz and Athalia, I would go Athalia. Just because of her overpowering signature item and her ability to actually control the battlefield is the big part. Yeah, free to play. So it takes a year to get to 26, which is pretty good. With energy, again, we need health. We're not using Rain. We're not using Almas. So we'll pick up that one. We'll pick up a couple chests out here. And I believe we only have 2 more camps to finish. So if we get somebody good out of here. I'm thinking maybe K-Sauce, but I like Arden for the roots. But we'll go K-Sauce just in case our tank dies so we have another one. So what do you guys got going on today? Just seeing all the mass hysteria from everything in the coronavirus and what's going on in the world right now has been kind of crazy, to say the least. So I tried playing 7 Deadly Sins. Couldn't really seem to get into it. A lot of people ask what other games I play. I tried it. I mean, I know a lot of people are playing it because it's kind of the new hot thing right now. Couldn't really get into it. Not like I've done with this game. Couldn't get into it too much, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna pick up another game or what at this point. But I'm thinking here we're gonna have to do, depending, should be able to get this one down. I'm hoping Rowan stays alive with SI30 enemies in PvP. Yeah, if you're not pay to win PvPs, especially like right now with the Champions of Espria event, it's 100%. I know some of the events are, you can kind of do different things, but it's 100% pay to win with the Espria event. Because if you look at every single person who's in the very top, it's all pay to win, unfortunately, at that point. Yeah, I know it's scary. We actually have family over in Italy, and we were talking to them last night, and they said it's pretty scary with not knowing what's going on, kind of a lot of the uncertainty and everything else. But we're still here streaming AFK Arena, so we're doing good. And I love the the 15% to their death. I forget what the artifact I just picked up was called, but as you can see, Wukong is just absolutely destroying it here. And that is how powerful one of the artifacts makes. So even this Deadly Embrace artifact, by far my favorite artifact of the game, goes through Brutus's shield. A lot of the Celestial heroes you fight, especially in the lab, makes a very, very big difference having that artifact. And we are through our very first artifact. Look at that. Very cool. So that continues it. Next one's not unlocked yet, but that's okay. So we'll actually drop this. I'm thinking we'll go Wukong. Why not? So gets a little bit more health there. Yeah, Brutus is the big one. Brutus, and then also the problem of the Celestial heroes. The Celestial heroes, especially depending where you are, fighting Celestial heroes where you fight five of them when they have the SI30s, especially on my main account, they just can absolutely destroy you because it's so hard to kill. Like Morella or Mahira, very, very tough to kill when you start getting her leveled up and when you start getting her actually that tough, that geared. So we'll go ahead and then we'll do our campaign push just like we normally do. Which Pharrell I like. We might have to swap him out pretty soon. Skarath we used a little bit versus Sophia, but I'm not sure exactly which direction we're going right now. And I believe the Labyrinth is still, yeah, we got 5 more hours. A little bit more. Heroes of Espria is up. We can't use it, unfortunately, because we're not far enough in the campaign, but I don't think we have enough. Yeah, we do have enough for summons. So staying with the same wish list, and this will actually give us a hero. So I'm going to stick with the Lightbearer heroes, just because, especially if you're earlier game, the Lightbearer heroes are the easiest faction. They give you the most heroes for it. Triple elite. Look at that. Wow. That's what we're looking for. So we unlocked Shamira, we unlocked Scrag, and we unlocked Skarath, another copy of Skarath. So very, very cool. That was a awesome, awesome pull. Plus we get another copy here, which again, we're going Lightbearers. Hopefully Rowan, we'll get him to Elite Plus. Copy of Rowan, look at that. Oh, we're getting lucky on this one. It's getting kind of crazy with those. So that gives us Skarath, which will definitely put him in now. Gives us a copy of Rowan, so we're already using him. Yeah, a triple summon. That is some good luck there. I think Javid called in another favor. But we'll go ahead and we'll swap Sophia out right now just because I want to use Skarath, especially with him being Elite Plus. I know. And that's what a lot of people say, that it's just my free-to-play luck is the reason that I progress so quickly. So, all right, so we'll swap in Skarath. We'll go ahead and pick up our loot here. Let's push the campaign a little bit. So we got a copy of Rowan too, so we'll work out the bugs here. Keeping in him, but we'll go with Skarath here. All right, let's see how we do. Yeah, I use the account, my email. Very first day, a lot of people were using the code, so we did use the code the very first day. Hopefully some more events are going to be coming on pretty soon. Like I said, the Champions of Espria, you do get a couple stones, but most of it's free to play, especially if you want to do any progression, get any frames, anything like that. What's up, like your bids, bro? Gentlo? What's going on, Gentlo? So 16-12. And we're doing pretty good. I mean, in my opinion. Seems like the free-to-play account is doing pretty well. So we have 3 Elite Plus already. In Skarath, like I said, I've wanted to try him. I don't have him viable on any accounts just because he's so low at this point. But look, not only the CC aspect of this, but putting the heroes all together to do any AoE damage. Which is just crazy. And the further that we're pushing, and this is why it's important to push the campaign, is the player EXP. So as you're going through the campaign and pushing further, you're getting more gold, you're getting more hero EXP, and you're getting more player EXP. So both. And I do like Skarath's ability. It's pretty cool, especially I hear his signature item is very, very powerful because it's percentage based. So anything that's really percentage based is going to do a ton of damage as you keep getting further and further in the campaign. But I like the setup that we have. What's going on, Junaid? Thanks for joining us today. Started the free-to-play account, as you can see. And it's been getting there. Like I said, we're trying out Skarath, which is pretty cool. Wukong, his ultimate ability is definitely pretty cool. So 16-16. I believe we've gotten most of the stuff from the free events now. So I believe I have one more day. Tomorrow I'll get the 10 faction scrolls. And then the following day I will get the copy of Belinda. How much do you spend on your account so far? I'd probably say roughly around 2,000. Most of the accounts, the main accounts, even the faction accounts, I only buy the subscription card. I don't buy anything else. I don't buy any of the packs. I don't buy the dailies. Can Shamira be a tank, and is it good at high chapters? Shamira is really good, and she can definitely be a viable tank. Usually around chapter 20 is where people start swapping Shamira out, because essentially your tanks have the ability to obviously tank a lot better than Shamira, but her damage starts to fall off. A lot of people have pushed Shamira all the way to 22, 25, 27. But when you look at her doing sheer DPS and the nuking ability to get heroes down, a lot of people around chapter 20 plus is when they start replacing. I'm stuck in chapter 20 with Shamira as a carry. Like I said, 20, Michael, is about the point where you start replacing her. That's where I replaced her, was chapter 20. If you look, I have a 5-star Shamira with a 20 plus 25 signature item. And as soon as I put Belinda in her place, I progressed almost 2 entire chapters just because of the nuking ability that Belinda brings. Yeah, Shamira you can definitely use further, and it really depends on the team comp that you have. Because if you are free to play, like a lot of players, she's really, really good, especially free to play, because it seems like Lilith gives us a lot of copies of her. I know you get a copy through the chapter, you get a copy through the Peaks of Time, plus you can buy her. I mean, naturally, you can get a lot of copies to get her up to 5 stars. And I've noticed with pulls is usually when I do summons, I get Shamira copies. A majority of the time, I do get copies of Shamira, which is pretty cool because she is a good character. But like I said, as you get further in the game, there's going to be a time where you replace her. Samira Rosalind combo can take you like chapter 25. Yeah, it can. Yeah, and it definitely can. But like I said, when I had Shamira, and Shamira was by far my highest hero, I actually swapped it for the Belinda Rosalind combo, and I progressed like 2 chapters just nonstop pushing because of the nuke ability. Not only does Belinda bring the blessing buff to the another hero, to the next strongest hero, and herself. So usually, if you look even my Lightbearer account, she buffs herself and she buffs Rose. So those two buff together. Rose's teacups do a truckload of damage and a stun, which is kind of crazy. But then you couple that with double nuke. So if you actually take it off auto and double nuke, there isn't a hero that can survive the double nuke. Even when I've done, SI30 Arthur, which is probably the toughest target that I fight with my main account, he still dies to the double nuke. The double Belinda nuke, it can't survive. Shamira's a carrying Ascended Lucius or Belinda? Lucius. Lucius by far is probably the best tank in the game. I know, kind of debatable depending what you have. But when you look at his abilities and what he brings as a tank, not only does he shield your team, he shields all of the ads, if you have any ads. He does a heal. He does a big defensive move when he actually puts his shield in the ground. And his signature item does an energy reduction. So every one of his skills, the total toolkit, you utilize all of his skills, where a lot of heroes you don't. And that's what really makes him such a solid tank. And even using him at lower levels, I've seen a lot more effective than even using higher level tanks. Is it worth to push my Belinda to 200 instead of using Shamira? Yeah, I mean, I did. Like I said, look at my Lightbearer account. We're almost to chapter, I believe, 22. We're almost to 22 on there. And most of it is just Belinda Rose. The combination, they were the first two that I got, first two Ascended. And it's really good. But with that said, remember, Shamira is going to be used for a bunch of different events. Like the Dark Namor event, you're going to use Shamira. There's a lot of events that use Shamira. So building her, keeping her SI to 20, just doing the plus 20 signature item. If you're really whaling it up, go to plus 30. But plus 20 will suffice for a majority of what you use her for outside of the campaign. What's going on, Delete? When you push your main account, please tell us which relics you use on the heroes and the reasons why. Okay, yeah, I can. Yeah, that's why even if you've watched any of my guides, I keep all the relics in there that I choose, even going through the Labyrinth and going through the Peaks of Time or the Voyage of Wonder, because a lot of people ask what relics I use, which I'm assuming you mean the artifacts, Delete, or the relics. Shamira's good because she doesn't fight for food. Depending who you use, Nicholas, because when you look at Shamira in the Graveborns, Pharrell by far is the number one Graveborn. His little 3-second terrorize stun is super, super overpowered that people are using through the entire game. Even now, his DPS in my team doesn't do the most because he's only elite. But when you get him up, the ability to take away energy is absolutely vital, and the CC, plus he does a lot of damage. That's why even when you look at the ranking, he is the highest ranking Graveborn. So Shamira and him kind of fight for the first spot, but later game you'll use Pharrell, where most of the time you won't use Shamira. So there will be a point where you just don't use her anymore, where Pharrell you will, especially with his signature item, just because it is so absolutely powerful. Which here I believe that gives us enough for another summon here. Yeah, Pharrell I like. As soon as I put in him and as soon as I put in Athalia, made a very, very big difference. And also with the Elder Tree and the Ranger spec. So when you look at the Elder Tree, the Ranger spec directly has them dealing more damage. Oh, look, the Voyage of Wonders is open. And this is the brand new Voyage, the Trembling Highlands. If you've checked it out, it's pretty cool. I'm not sure I'll be able to defeat this yet, but 10 scrolls, absolutely vital. And then look at everything in here. One thing I would kind of like them to do in here is, since it is geared, the Voyage is geared towards your particular team, is if I'm in chapter 6 or I'm in chapter 30, is changing the gear, maybe even just the level of the gear, I guess, to tune to a higher level. Because 2 million gold now is very, very good, versus getting 2 million gold when I'm in chapter 30. It just makes a very, very big difference. Pharrell or Isabella? I would go Pharrell. Like I said, just for the CC aspect of it. I'm not going to be able to get his boots up all the way. Yeah, the CC aspect of it, the CC and the damage that he puts out. Just because with Isabella, she is primary caster. She does a ton of damage. But you have a lot of options at the caster slot that you'll end up using. Which here, I think with our events, like I said, I think we went through 5 spots in the Resonating Crystal. That'll just take time, and then purchases at the store, but I think everything else we got. And then here tomorrow we'll get, so if I can get 10 here tomorrow and then 10 out of the Voyage, yeah, Pharrell, definitely. I'm hoping I can get 10 out of the Voyage, but we'll try the campaign. Hoping to get a couple more stages down here, which I might have to bring in Sophia, but we added a couple more levels there. And of course, just like you've seen with all the accounts, is Brutus. I mean, Brutus with the Whirlwind. Hopefully Wukong can go, which he does. So we'll bring all the heroes together there. And I love Skarath's CC aspect of it. So very cool. There's an event open for you, but for me, not higher power. Oh, the event, is it the one right here? You're talking about the Heroes of Vesperia? That's the PvP event. Yeah, the free-to-play is on the test server. And I did that on purpose because that way I can actually stream this. So when they have new content, we can stream it and we can see it. So this will be the primary streaming account. My main account's on the iPad. As many of you know, I can't stream from the iPad. We've tried it a bunch of times streaming from the iPad. It doesn't work. It's got lag. The voice over doesn't work. Even with a perfect internet connection, I have a really high-speed internet connection. Still couldn't get it to work. So here I didn't want to do just a regular account. That way you guys can see all of the new content that actually comes out, and we can stream it live as the new content's coming out. And if you guys have seen Mizoth, if you get a chance to use him, he is such a cool hero, and he's definitely going to change so much just for the fact of his CC aspect. So you have a tank that has a CC, actually holds a guy in his belly. We'll give the Trembling Highlands a shot. Not sure exactly how far. This is only my second time seeing it. I did it on my other account, but level 62 for blue, so we should be okay for a little bit here. So I'm hoping they just geared it down for me, which it kind of looks like they did. How is Scrag at Mythic? We have in one of our teams. Oh, Scrag is an absolute monster. For the Maulers, I would recommend Scrag without a doubt. He does a ton of damage. He pushes all the heroes back. He can't be CC'd. You can cast his ultimate ability actually really quick, which here I like the 6%, but we're going to go for the hero slaying. So hopefully we can keep some of our heroes up between that and Rowan. One thing that I find is trying to keep Rowan alive. So that's where Lucius really makes a big difference, because if you look at this team comp, Rowan can heal everyone, but Rowan doesn't heal himself. So that's kind of the little bit of the downside. is he doesn't heal himself. So as he's taking more and more damage, Rowan has a tendency to die, and Namora just crushed Brutus right through his shield, which is very, very cool. Mizal should be something like the third best hero to stargaze for. Yeah, absolutely. So Taline and the twins, and the big thing with Taline and the twins, which I think I'm going to pick this just because we have Rowan to up our defense a little bit, but also remember it's for every hero, Lightbearer hero that's on the battlefield. So if we're fighting another team of Lightbearers or the other team has Lightbearers, we're actually going to get a defense buff for them as well, which is pretty cool. So if you guys haven't seen this, it's pretty cool. You actually have to do these things a little up and down. I'm not sure if I'll remember exactly how to do them. Yeah, I used Mizoth I got him in the labyrinth, so I got him on the first floor of the labyrinth, and I used him all the way through. And I combined him with Falks. So essentially in the beginning of the battle, you took 2 of the 5 heroes away. So you literally just have 3 heroes left, which is absolutely crazy, because then the rest of your team just focuses on the 3 heroes that are left. So it was pretty neat to see him, but haven't unlocked him on any of the accounts yet. So here, I believe we got to go up here. I'm trying to remember. I know it's just got to go up and down. Any suggestions for best support and carry? Best support by far is Rowan. And the big reason, when you look at the healers, Tassie does have a little bit of a heal. Rowan has a heal with his healthy supplies. You have Namora, who has a ton of heal. But the thing with them are, you need the heals when you need the heals. And that's what makes Rowan probably the best healer in the game, is because essentially, like I said, you need the heals when your heroes are taking a lot of damage, when they need the heals. So that's where Rowan comes in. I picked up Rowan when he first came out in I believe I was in chapter 18 on my main account. I pushed all the way to chapter 22 within a day. So literally 4 chapters, just because of his heal ability. It is that strong. So when your front line or your back line are taking damage, they'll actually survive. They'll be able to live, which is kind of crazy with his healthy supplies. Plus, when it gets higher, he refreshes it, coupled with a signature item where he actually will get more supplies. So he'll refill the cart. But when he gets the energy potion is when it really makes a big difference, because with the energy potion, especially SI 30, when your heroes hit 600 energy, they'll cast their ultimate ability. So they will just absolutely destroy anyone with their ultimate ability. So I couple that with Dura's Call, which gives you more energy. So the combination of those two, I can kind of choose which hero I'm going to have the energy on first, essentially. And as you can see, you actually lift those 2 up. Best carry, I would say Taline. Yeah, Taline always. If you've seen my Taline video, she's one of the hero that 100% can just change and carry an entire team. It's crazy to see that they made a hero as powerful as she is, but she can heal, she can shield herself. In her heals, she heals usually the target to 100%. So it's kind of crazy. And even when you look at the guides and how they rank heroes, they've ranked her like S++, if not higher, just because of how strong she is. It's crazy. Even I have her at, I believe, Legendary Plus at this point. I can still use her in Chapter 27, which is crazy, even though I don't have her signature item. Yeah, Taline's the one-man army. Yes, yep, I'm on the test server. So if you haven't done this, Peaks of Time, check it out. It's really cool. Like I said, that way when I'm streaming, over here you guys can see all the new content. And that way I can always cover everything. And Tassie's been a pain in the butt. As you can see right there, just banished Pharrell. But I love Nara's ability to finish off heroes. And once she gets onto a target such as Tassie, makes a big difference. But yeah, going back to Rowan, no doubt, best support. Not only is he an energy battery when he uses his abilities, is he can stun the enemies. As you've seen right there, Tassie, he was stunning with his ability, which makes, again, a very, very big difference. Bringing back energy and stunning heroes. Plus his little duck stuns. I don't know if you can see the little duck sitting on his head. Why doesn't anyone really use the monkey guy endgame? Wukong is really, really good on PvP because of his ability to reduce haste. So PvP, people are using him for everything. When it comes to, I think it may be accuracy here. When it comes to overall like PvE, nobody really uses him because there are so many heroes that are far better. You have a whole lineup of heroes that are better than Wukong. Comes out the 17th. Yeah. Yep. Michael, I'll do the guide when it comes on the live server. I did a little, if you watch the other test stream that I did when this first came out, I went ahead and ran through this. I'll do a little guide, so I edit out all the videos and or all the battles and everything. So once this comes out, let's do a guild for subs. Yeah, I've thought about it. I just haven't had that much time to actually put something together. Actually, I got to catch that one on fire first, which is through here. So putting, yep, actually got to do this one backwards. Like I said, I've only went through this one. Yeah, I've considered doing a couple things with the guild. Starting my own guild. Like I said, just haven't gotten around. I've been running with 80s heroes, I believe, since I've started this game. So it's been quite a bit, but here you actually got to pull the lever up to catch this one on fire, which is through. So I got to put the blue one up too. And I like the void, which I think the blue one's actually down here. There it is. I like the voyages like this because I know it's not super difficult, but you actually have to do something, which is pretty cool. Which I'm not paying that much attention to this right now, but I'm thinking I got to go the other way. The rewards are 10 faction scrolls and 10 regular scrolls. So not the best loot, but yeah. And you do get some hero essence. You get a little bit of gold. I mean, there's a couple other things you get in there. So these two, I believe this one's got to go down. So both these got to go down. Yeah, scrolls, gold, EXP, just like you normally get. So, but 10 faction scrolls are pretty good, especially if I get the 10 out of here and then I get the 10 out of the next one. If you've seen the final battle here, it is absolutely crazy. To kill the final battle, just like they kind of did for the last one. There we go. So we got the cannon down. Yeah, no chests, unfortunately. I like when they give us the hero choice chest, even though the last hero choice wasn't very good. So a little disappointed by the last chest, but if they make everyone just amazing, you're just going to stockpile a ton of heroes. Which here, I believe, I'm trying to think which way we had to go next. I think it was catching this one on fire, if I'm not mistaken, because this way is a one-way gate that actually takes you down here. So moving this one down, catching that one on fire. So it's like I said, it's a pretty cool Peaks adventure. I'm really hoping they come, or a Voyage. I'm really hoping they come out with a couple more Peaks of Time adventures and making a couple, maybe one end game and one kind of mid game. Just because I feel like they don't have much of the mid game stuff that they need, and doing something with guilds. I mean that's one of my biggest pet peeves is they need to do some stuff with guilds essentially. They used to do guild, I think it was Guild Wars kind of, and they quit doing that. Which I believe I got to do this one different. It's a one-way portal. What about the best tank up until chapter 25? Yeah, I mean, he's probably, like I said, I would say he's the best tank. Lucius. Rowan's really good as a pseudo tank. Arthur's really good. I've got him to, I believe, SI 25 at this point. So I've been leveling him up slowly, getting his gear and buying his gear. He's a really good tank too, just because of his survivability. So it really depends on who you're fighting. Where if it's a big burst team, Lucius can usually hold it down with a burst team. It doesn't take that much damage, especially with his abilities, and now the ability to shield the entire team. Which I could have cleared all those out, which I probably should have because I'm not sure how tough these are going to be. Rowan, of course, is always a good tank. He's such a... just because of his damage mitigation ability. That's really the big thing with Rowan, is he can mitigate damage like pretty much nobody else. A lot of people use him against Athalia, so Athalia will actually come over and do damage to him. Well, he'll mitigate it with his ability. He'll actually offset it with energy, which is pretty cool. So Graveborn... Do we even have any? I'm trying to think of the team. Yeah, we got 2. So we'll go with Graveborn here. 20 energy per second makes a big difference. Yeah, I heard that Arthur with his level 30, that's why I've been waiting. I think I have a couple more days till the reset. And then I'll be able to buy his emblems again. And it's cool to have the dimensional hero that you can just purchase. That it's not, oh, you have to guarantee, throw money into the game to get the hero. We can't let Rowan die here. So I'm thinking, let's go down and we'll clear these camps down here. We'll get a couple more relics, which is what I like to do. Is it worth to go for Arthur in the Labyrinth store? I like Arthur. I went with Arthur. I bought, like I said, his signature items and everything because he is a solid tank. And depending who you put, because the 2 heroes behind him are the rallied heroes, so they actually attack quicker. Coupling him with Belinda at SI 30 because her attacks become, they bring back energy. So when she uses a attack, it brings back, I believe, 40 energy. When she uses a skill, I think it says. So you can actually bring back her energy, or she attacks faster, so essentially everything is just perpetually that much faster. Maybe the 3 hero from the shop. And this one might be a tough battle here. We'll see. Yeah, Shamira and Namora are good. Like I said, usually you get a lot of copies of Shamira, so if you are buying her, I have a tendency to get a lot of copies for her. I don't know if it's just kind of random, but between the accounts, I do get quite a few copies. And then a couple places you do get the free copies of her, like I was talking about a little bit ago. So we don't have Isabella. We don't have Belinda. So we'll go to this one. They should add guild bosses. Yeah, that was another thought that I had, Shady. I think it's pretty cool. I used to play Idle Heroes for probably about a year and a half. And the guild boss aspect was pretty cool. Like I said, for the future of this game, they have to do something. They have to do something with a lot of people like PvP, and they have to do something with, after the Iran comes there. The Challenger store, Athalia. I would stick with Athalia, which we'll go Life Leech here. We tried this out last time we streamed with the Life Leech. So even though I don't have Life Leech, this will actually give me Life Leech. And we, like I said, we talked about it last time, and it did in fact give us Life Leech when we just ran the Labyrinth last time. So I'm hoping here we can, still fighting between the girl and Aziz. Yeah, Athalia. Do Athalia. Long term, especially with her plus 30 signature item to bleed, is just absolutely devastating. It's such a cool ability, and it does a ton of damage. She will do a ton of damage with her signature item at 30. We might have to swap her on. I'm hoping his ult goes off to stun, but nope. So we'll swap him to the bottom down here. What do you think about Athalia? But was seeing good points. He is, the thing with Aziz is you'll use him, but there's not that much. I mean, there's a couple places you use him, but Athalia a lot more in the campaign. It's kind of a toss-up, but personally I like Athalia. Being able to target one specific target and essentially take that target out. Energy for health. We need the Moonstone. All right. And again here, I believe this is the old one-way portal. So when we go here, it'll actually teleport us back here. So we'll swap this one down. And this puts this one up, so we actually have to run all the way back here and shoot this one up from higher. So we have to do the blue up higher. Oh, I gotta go back around. And this one just takes a little bit of time. I mean, that's really it. There's nothing in this one you can really mess up. But going back and forth. So here we'll get the blue side up. Would it be more intriguing if they added one? Yeah, I was surprised they didn't do anything with him. But I think the reason was because he's pretty powerful as it is. And I think that's kind of the thought behind it. Is they really wanted to see how, yeah, exactly. So I think he'd be really overpowered if they did that because he is powerful. If you guys have fought him, if you fought him in the Labyrinth, he's tough. I mean, he's a really tough hero to kill because of his face-to-face. All right, so we got that one up, and now I believe we have to do this one. So we'll move this one out. I believe we just have to fire this one back through, and then we should be good. As you can see, there's quite a bit. What's going on, Call? How's it going? Just doing a little live streaming over on the free-to-play account, which is the test server. Running the new Voyage that'll be released. I believe they said in. I think someone said in a day or two. I think it's pretty soon that'll be released. What adventure are you going on now? Wolfie, it's the actual Voyage of Wonder that's coming out. Oh, I got to put the blue back up. So I ran through on the other test server account, but this one is completely free to play. So this is actually our. Which, how am I got to get back up that way. Okay. So we'll put the blue down. Yeah, it's the new Voyage, which I believe it's just going to be a couple more days. And then I think the new Voyage should be out in just a couple days. Yeah, and it definitely could be full Hypogen team just for the fact of now having Mizoth, which is kind of crazy. Oh, did I forget? I forgot to put the green down. Oh, I gotta go back around. Yeah, with Mizoth, it's kind of crazy. If you guys have seen him, Mizoth is crazy. I mean, he's a very, very strong hero because he has a CC aspect of him, and he does a ton of damage. Yeah, if you're running Tailene Twins, Rowan with Mahira and Mizoth, that's it. It's crazy. It's crazy at that point to even have the heroes up that high to be able to use them. But a lot of people, when Mizoth came out, they bought him. That was it. They just did the Stargazer for him and just picked him up, ascended, or picked him up even higher. All right, so we just got the final 4 over here and all the chests that come with it. It's going to be tough to get him. Yeah, a lot of the heroes, even all of the summons that I've done, even like Mahira, I believe I have her on my main account Elite Plus. And that's it. I mean, that's as far as I have. That's as far as I've gotten her from actual regular summons. So here we'll be all the way back. Trying to figure out the best signature item for each faction. Do you have any thoughts? Yeah, Willie. I mean, if you look at AFKarena.net, they have kind of a list, which, looking at the factions, Graveborn, definitely Pharrell, by far. Not only the ability to have 8 spirits on a target is his energy, the ability to actually take away the energy, which we can't have Wukong die here. The ability to take away energy is huge with him. Just absolutely devastating to most teams. Yeah, Rowan for the Graveborn is super strong. I'm not sure if there's anywhere in here we can actually heal anybody, because these are going to be some tough teams. Spend 520 to get him ascended. Oh yeah, I know. If you know, Sheen Evil comes in every now and then. She spent, when Tailene came out, she spent 250,000 gems to get her, I believe, to ascended or a little bit above ascended. See, I was afraid the teams in here are just going to absolutely destroy us. So we might just have to pause this at this point. Look at this battle, though. The chief enemies down here are very, very powerful. And as you can see, they're all level 129. We're not even remotely close to them. Even here, we're quite a bit more powerful, but all of our heroes need some healing. I don't think there's any fountains in here, if I remember. It'd be nice to have one at least, but I don't think there are any fountains. So running Namora in here makes a big difference, because if you can consistently get her healing going, because there are no fountains. So at this point, we're going to have to just pause this, because we're going to get absolutely destroyed here with a level 85 team for where our heroes are at. But we did get enough for another summons. I don't think we have enough. Got a ton of gold out of there, though. So hopefully we'll pull something. I think we're almost about done. We're about to the hour mark of the live stream. If you know, I have Comcast here, and Comcast has a tendency to kick everybody out after about an hour of the live stream. It starts having problems. So we'll get Hogan up there, which M2 Elite Plus. Not enough to really do anything. We just need a which Shemira SA. Yeah, I would do 20. Do not go past 20. Do not waste red chests on Shemira past 20. She does just fine by herself with the plus 20, unless you really, really want to whale it up and literally you're just buying them. But anything above 20 is just going to be a waste. There's so many other heroes that you can use that'll do just a lot better. That has a lot more versatility, a lot more. And there's a couple heroes like Screg, for instance. When you look at Screg, he's another hero, same as Leica, when you look at his signature item, so the plus 20 energy that is recovered is increased by 50%. Level 30, only 200 energy to activate it for the first time. Going above level 20 for Skreg's signature item doesn't make sense, just because of the level 30 ability is not very good. So it's only one use at the very beginning of battle. So this one, especially because he regenerates energy so fast, it doesn't make sense to take him to plus 30, keeping Skreg at 20. And like I said, the same with Leica. She's another hero that signature item. Plus 20 is the big one. Plus 30 to add another 30 accuracy to get the plus 30 is not really worth it. Her signature item's one that's not really worth it. So there's a couple of heroes where the signature item going to 30 doesn't make a big difference. There's other ones that it makes all the difference in the world. Like Rowan's signature item restores 400 energy points. Right here, probably strongest signature item in the game, maybe short of Taylene. But yeah, his signature item, Light Bearers, like we were saying about the signature item, Light Bearers, I would definitely go Rowan with the signature item. Maulers, it's kind of torn. Personally, I would go Sophia. If you look at Sophia's ability, Sophia will use Scattered Bolt instead of normal attacks once the attack rating has reached its maximum percentage. Her Scatter Bolt breaks into 3 orbs, does a ton of damage, and stuns them for a short period of time. So Scatterbolt is very, very overpowerful. Not only does her ultimate skill do 660% damage at level 3, so she does a truckload of damage once her ultimate is fully powered up. But Scatterbolt is very overpowered because it has a stun and it hits multiple heroes. So very, very powerful with hers. The Wilders, Iran. Iran's signature item, time enemies are frozen are increased to 4 seconds. Wilders, by far, Iran, if you're running Wilders, Iran is the biggest hero for the Wilder team. The CC aspect, him being able to freeze enemies, to slow enemies, and he does have a lot of haste, as you can see. Very, very powerful hero. The ability to not only pull in heroes and do a ton of damage, but then freeze them as well. Makes it very, very powerful. Again, Graveborn Pharrell. His level 30 attack rating is reduced by 3% and health recovery rates reduced by 10, coupled with the energy diminishing that he does and the stun. So that's kind of the big thing. The haunt ability, but right there, the ability will deduct 15% or 15 of the target's energy points per attack. So super, super powerful, and that's what makes him so strong. And his ultimate ability is just super powerful. He does a truckload of damage. Arena question should be like, which 400? Oh, 400 or 40, yeah. Mauler's by far favorite heroes, Sophia and Skreg. I love Skreg. Skreg's just an absolute diesel after they replaced him, because he can just literally run over enemies and stun them. He pushes the front hero to the back line to join him with everybody else. Yeah, Nara is amazing too. And so even building the team comps, like I said, there's so many viable heroes. Another question I get a lot is, do you ever use ascended heroes as food? Yes, depending on the hero. Because if you look at a hero like, for instance, in the Light Bearers, they have a lot of really good heroes. Rain is one that everyone uses for food, just because she is an ascended hero. She attacks really fast, but doesn't do much damage. Her signature item is not the greatest. So using her for food. Even looking at the tanks, though, is Lucius is always an amazing tank. But then you have Estrilda, and then you have Hendrik, and then you have Rigby. You only need so many tanks, which is usually one main tank, one off tank, or even one pseudo tank. So it's not like you're going to be building 4 tanks for Light Bearers, not including there's other factions like Skreg that have a lot better tanks. Grizzled, Cirrus, that have better tanks than your Rigby, than a couple of the other tanks. Yeah, Almas is getting there. I just ascended him on the on my faction account. I just got him to ascended. His signature item is plus, I believe, 14 or 15. As he gets stronger with his signature item, super strong tank. He does need support because he's a scaling hero. So essentially, in the beginning, he has a tendency to die. You have to keep him alive until he can scale. Same with Warwick. Warwick's a hero, very, very powerful. But again, he's scaling. He can't die. He dies really easy towards the beginning. But if you can keep him up, he's very hard to kill once he scales. It's just keeping them alive is the point. So overall, like I said, we're at about an hour of the stream. So just got a couple minutes left. So any last minute questions? And of course, Celestials and Hypogeans, super, super powerful. All of them. Zolrath's one that I don't hear much about, but Mahira I hear a ton about. Aziz, you hear a lot about. Khazard, you hear a lot about. Mizoth is super powerful. If you've seen him, if you've used him, he's super powerful. Like I said, I got him in the Labyrinth, so it was cool to see him. He was actually ascended on my main account. Talene is by far the hero that stands alone. I mean, her ultimate ability to be in Phoenix form. So essentially, when she dies, she's reborn. So as long as your team's alive, when she heals herself, she'll actually come back to life, which is super powerful. With her signature item, every time she comes back to life, she's stronger. Increasing attack rating by 20% and defense by 40%. So it's harder to kill her once she does die and come back up. Combined with her haste and her meteor shower ability. So she's one of the heroes, again, that kind of stands alone. That's why they say she's her own shell. Yeah, if you're saving, if you're getting Talene, if you're getting her up regularly, she's by far S+++, you know, as far as you want to put her. She's always been the priority since she has been released out of the Celestials, followed by the Twins. And the reason for the Twins is not only the combination of the Hope and Grace, is the cleanse ability, and their signature item is very powerful, but their ultimate to increase haste, increase the cycle or how fast your heroes actually attack. So when you look at bosses, when you look at the Twisted Realm, when you look at a lot of the facets of the game, most people use Rowan, most people use Twins, most people use Talene if you're getting further into the game, because they're kind of the priority heroes at that point. Yep, Mizoth is definitely overpowered. From what I've seen, they put him probably in third or fourth best hero in the game. And even if you look at the sheer power, so here 336, 335, 332, incrementally as they're coming out with newer heroes, the newer heroes overall are stronger. So they've been making them overall stronger. As they've been progressing them, they're coming out stronger. Oh, no problem. Thank you guys for joining me for the live stream. Like I said, I love live streaming the game. It's so cool to get all the questions, get all the interactions and everything. So we'll continue in this account, 6-28. I'm going to try to level everybody up and get them up so I can go ahead and complete the rest of the voyage. If you wanted to see what the remaining chests were, 10 faction scrolls there, in the 10 regular scrolls here, as well as a little bit more loot. So Trembling Highlands coming pretty soon, I think in another day or two. As soon as it releases on the live server, I'll do my little guide. I'll edit out all of the battles and everything, just like I normally do. So thank you very much for joining me today, as always, for the live stream. I usually do them later in the day, usually about 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today I had a half day of work, so I had an opportunity to actually come and live stream. And like I said, I really do love live streaming. Love AFK Arena. It's such a cool game. Got it hooked. FG3000. He's the one who got me hooked on this game. I actually seen a intro vid, the kind of first look at it. So he started it all. But always let me know in the comments what you think. Thank you for joining me for the live stream. And you guys have a great day.